My name's Angela Ward, I'm a ranger for the South Downs National Park and my patch is the River Rother. And I'm here today to talk to you about how to pull Himalayan Balsam and how to help your community do it effectively. So the first thing that we would do is record its presence on InsMapper. Now it is an app, but it's also on desktop and it's a great tool that we are using to measure how much we're doing, show who's doing what, and anyone can access it. We can see how many invasive species are a problem, so it's not just for Himalayan Balsam. It's got 68 invasive species on there. First thing we would like you to do before your task, or at the beginning of your first task, is to record what there is present, so that we can compare that each year, and we can see how effective all this management is being. So there are some great videos on how to use InsMapper on YouTube, and if you just put in the YouTube search bar InsMapper, it will come up. There's 6 really short, really easy videos to follow, and you need to also follow our methodology of how to do it, and there's more information on our Climate Action Network on the Knowledge Hub of how to do that, as well as how to manage it. But initially, we need everyone to record it as an area. So here it is in all its glory. You can see some are slightly different colours to others. Some have a bit more readiness to them, and they tend to get a bit more readiness on them as they get older. But basically what I do is I pull one up just to show you how easy it is. And I've got some top tips of how to identify them so they're not mixed up with any other species. So the first one is the 3 leaves at the top. Other species the leaves may look similar, but they don't have this 3 leaves at the top. And also we've got the slight readiness as well. My other top tip is the stem. Now the stem is hairless, so it's really smooth when you feel it. Other species you might mix it up with usually have the hairy stems to them. It's hexagonal, so it's not completely round, it's got some edges to it, and also it's translucent, and it's translucent because it's hollow inside. It makes a very satisfying crack as well, so it's hollow inside there. Sometimes the smaller ones are difficult to identify because they can look like species like dog's mercury, but again they've got the 3 leaves at the top and the reddish stem, but they are less red than the more mature plants. But keep a lookout. And there's 3 ways of managing it. There's pulling, which I've just done, so you pull it out by the roots. It's an annual. So that means once you've got this plant out, that's the end of its succession. What we're aiming to do is stop it from flowering and seeding. Each plant can have up to 800 seeds, so that's potentially 800 new plants. So by pulling this one up, we're saving 800 new plants from growing. The tip for this is to pull it out by the roots and also to scrunch it up. And sometimes you can remove the root as well because it has nodes. If you can see these nodes all the way up. And if you just lay it on the ground, you can see it there. It can start to re-root from that. And then our efforts are wasted. So then you want to snap it, crunch it up. And then what we do is we put it into bags and we pile it up at designated sites that we've identified on site, because we don't want to take it away. Any part of this that's taken away is illegal, so you can't take any of it away because it's classed as contaminated waste. So seeds, leaves, stems, anything like that, we cannot take away. So we find a place on site to put it in a pile And then what it means is the ones at the bottom can't get the sunlight and the ones at the top can't get down to the soil. So all you need to remember when you're pulling is grip, snap and heap. So you grip it near the bottom and to pull it out, snap it so it doesn't regrow, and then we put it in a heap to rot down. Second way of doing it is cutting it. We encourage everyone to cut it if there's predominantly balsam, so it might be a sea of balsam to begin with. If you cut it while there's a lot of balsam and it's mainly balsam, then you're saving a lot of effort, and you can, I would advise leaving it on the ground then. The main thing is that you need to cut it below the first node, otherwise it will regrow. If you're pulling next to the river channel, we advise not to pull it closer than 1/2 metre to the edge or to the bank of the river, mainly because sometimes the roots can carry a lot of soil with them, and if it's only Himalayan balsam on the bank, it can destabilise the bank, and then we're causing silt and contamination to go into the water. The third way of managing it is spraying. Now, we don't encourage this. One, you need a licence from the Environment Agency to be able to spray near water. We don't really want to be using chemicals, but in certain circumstances, like if it's on a dangerous site or it's got contaminated waste on the site, it may need to be, but we never do that. And if we came across a site that needed spraying, then we would get a contractor to do it. So my advice would be no spraying, get somebody else to do it. When you've finished your task, you need to make sure you're not taking any of this home with you and spreading it elsewhere. So we have some information on the Knowledge Hub on the South Downs Climate Action Network that you can find, and it says check, clean, dry. So if you do it in that order, you check it. So see if there's anything on you, any part of that on you. Clean it. So if you've got muddy boots, there could possibly be seeds within that soil, even if you haven't seen any Himalayan balsam. Clean it on site, clean it off, and then clean it again when you get home, and then dry it off. Make sure it's dry before you put it away. So every community group, when they sign up and adopt a patch or come to our training sessions, will get a info pack and also a starter toolkit. So in the starter toolkit, we've got long reach tools, so you don't have to stand closer than 1/2 metre to the edge. Although if you can't reach it, leave it, is my tip there. We've got a weed whacker so that you can just slice through to cut small patches of balsam. We've got 2 throw lines, which we train people in as part of the training as well, so that if anyone did inadvertently end up in the river. First aid kit, hand wash kit, which is essential when working near the river, and wash down. So we have a sprayer to spray, a water container and a scrubbing brush, so everybody can do their check, clean, dry.